If you're going to eat beef, then try and get free-range beef. It's healthier for you and a lot easier on the environment. And one of the places you can get it is, of course, Woolies.
Worldwide, there are about 1.5 billion cows and bulls. 95% of these are kept in feedlots. Now, a feedlot is a type of animal feeding operation which is used in factory farming to finish livestock, notably cattle, beef, but also sheep and horses and pigs and poultry even, just before they go to slaughter. It takes up to 8 months to get feedlot cattle to the slaughter weight of 450 kilogram. But if cattle are allowed to roam freely in large camps and calve naturally, it can take up to double that time. Woolworths free-range cattle take up to 16 months to reach the slaughter weight of 450 kilograms. Dirk, so when did Woolies decide to introduce free-range beef in South Africa?
Well, Maurice, Woolworths started in about 2007 with selling free-range beef in South Africa. Initially, we only procured the free-range beef from Namibia due to a few guarantees that they could give us with regards to the farming practices and the non-use of any form of growth stimulants. But recently, since the category has grown so much in the last year, we've decided to start looking for farmers in South Africa that would be willing and able to farm to our standards without the use of any hormones and antibiotics.
And what are those standards that you're talking about?
Well, Woolies free-range beef is procured from farmers who are known for the good extensive farming methods. They're farming to more traditional ways. The cattle are not allowed to be fed any form of hormones, routine antibiotics, or any form of growth promotant whatsoever.
Now, here in the Molopo region of the Northwest Province, a farmer has raised a few eyebrows with his holistic approach to producing free-range beef.
Holistic farming means that you take all the parameters which affect the cattle and which affect the veld and which affect nature, which affect the family, which affect the finances. They all have to be taken into consideration when you make a decision to change anything. If you wanted to use poisons on your animals, they do not only just affect the ticks, they would affect a lot of other things. So a holistic approach would be to make sure that all the factors are taken in consideration when you make a change.
So how do you control parasites on your animals?
What we've done over the years, because of the system we run, the cattle actually move out of a watering point to another one and would not get back to the same watering point within 170, 180 days. So partially the control would be natural because there would be no hosts for the ticks in that area and their numbers would decrease. Their numbers would never go away completely, which is not our aim. But in this way, we actually get our numbers to a controllable level.
Keith, there's this reservoir behind us and all these gates. What exactly is this? What happens here?
Maurice, let's put it on paper and I'll show you what it looks like.
Okay.
What we do, it's a management way of running cattle which are in big herds. We center them with the water in the middle, which is where we are now with the water trough. And then out of that, we have fences running diagonally, which would then be the fences in which the cattle run. So they would run one day in that camp, and the next day we would open the gate on this side. They'd move through the water, and they'd be in the next camp. But there's not animals in all the camps all the time. So when we bring them out, it's been defecated, it's been spoiled, it's been eaten, and it's now ready to rest and grow again with all the manure that's been put down. The next camp is waiting for the same action to take place there, to actually graze down the grass, put down the minerals, and then let that camp rest again.
50/50 has covered the trapping and killing of predators that come into conflict with livestock farmers many times over the years. But Keith has a rather refreshing and unique approach to dealing with predators.
Jackals as such, if they had their food source, which would be little spring hares and things like that, and guinea fowl, they would not be worrying my cattle. They would be taking the afterbirth after the cow's given birth, and if she doesn't eat it, the jackals would. I also think that if I don't kill my jackals, and I have family units taking up an area, I think in our environment, possibly 1,000 hectares, they would see that all the rondloper jackals wouldn't be coming into that area.
The one good thing about being a consumer in South Africa is that we have the power of choice. We should all be aware of what we eat, where it comes from and how it was produced. Now, I enjoy a good steak every so often, And having seen how Woolworths Free-range Beef is produced, I now can enjoy my steak with a clear conscience.
Swipe your world beautiful with a My Planet card. My Planet card holders also get 10% off selected products at Woolworths.